Hey, what's up, Shack Housers? How y'all doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope y'all doing good. Yeah, hope y'all saw She-Hulk Attorney at Law. I did. Yeah. I'm not going to give you any spoilers in regards to that. I'm going to practice the art of non-spoilers now. Yeah. So, let's get right into it. Yeah, the episode was entitled A Normal Amount of Rage. Yeah, and it starts with Jennifer Walters, played by Tatiana Maslany. Yeah, Tatiana Maslany. Yeah, she's already established as a character and as a She-Hulk, pretty much. Yeah, and the series, from the looks of it, let me give you some quick rundown right quick. It's like 38 minutes long, the first episode. The She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, is already an established practicing attorney, and very few people know that she's a She-Hulk. It starts with her practicing a closing argument about power and responsibility, and because she has a lawsuit against GLK and H. You know who they are? Goodman, Luckman, I forget their names. Yeah, Goodman, Lieber, Kurtzberg, and Holloway. Yeah, they're a law firm. They're a law firm that deals in that deals in superhuman law. And in the book, the She-Hulk comic, Jennifer Walters, she eventually does work for them. Yeah, but here she has a lawsuit against them. Yeah, Tatiana Maslany, her She-Hulk, her Jennifer Walters, she's sassy and a little bit mousy, and she does break the fourth wall like her character does in the book. Yeah, a lot of that breaking the fourth wall stuff, that's reminiscent of Deadpool, and it's a callback to the sensational She-Hulk book that John Byrne used to draw and write, because she did a lot of that in there. And also, here, yeah, Mark Ruffalo does appear as Bruce Banner, as indicated in the trailers. And yeah, and much like the book, Bruce Banner and Jennifer Walters, they're very close. Yeah, they're cousins. Yeah, they're cousins, and they have like a very sibling bond with each other. They bicker, they banter, they fight. Oh, their fights are great, especially after Jennifer becomes She-Hulk. And she becomes She-Hulk here just by an accidental transfusion of blood between her and her cousin. Yeah, in the book, she becomes She-Hulk because she was shot by some mob assassin because of one of the clients that she was defending. And Bruce happened to be in town at the time and was able to give her an emergency transfusion of his blood, which transformed her into the She-Hulk. Yeah, here they had a car accident because of a Skarian ship, just like the ones that appeared in Thor Ragnarok when the Hulk reappeared. Yeah, one of those appears on Earth, causes a car crash, and causes Jennifer Walters' blood to mix with her cousin's accidentally. So yeah, Bruce spends most of the episode just trying to teach her how to cope with being a Hulk, teaching her how to use her strength, teaching her how to transform. And the transformations, she's not like her cousin neither. Yeah, Jennifer can transform at will, or when she gets like some like unexpected stress. She's not like her cousin Bruce, who transforms whenever he gets stressed out or anger, and even then has a different personality. Now, Jennifer Walters is still Jennifer Walters when she's She-Hulk, just that she has longer hair, super strength, and she's a little bit more confident and more assertive. Something that she wanted to be, but we'll get back to that in a little bit when we talk about how gamma radiation, how it governs the psychology of the people that it affects. Yeah, Bruce warns her about being perceived as a monster in that form and tries to teach her meditation techniques to control her transformations and whatnot. But yeah, one thing, Bruce is wrong. Bruce is wrong about a lot of stuff, really. He tries to tell her all the downsides of being a Hulk. You can't go back to your life. You're going to be looked at as a monster. But nah, as we know, anybody who reads a She-Hulk in the book knows that Jennifer Walters likes being She-Hulk. Yeah. She's not like her cousin. She doesn't have the same problems that her cousin has. The things I do like about the show, it does add a much needed levity to the show, because I didn't like the serious, all over the place tone of Moon Knight and the teenage adolescent aspects of Miss Marvel. Yeah, She-Hulk is better. The comedy aspects are there. Because it breaks the fourth wall, you would think it's not going to take itself all that seriously, but I think it will. I think it will, especially the court scene. The court scene in the film that ended up played like a 1970s cat fight. Yeah, which was fun to watch. Other parts, Maslany, Tatiana Maslany, her She-Hulk, her Jennifer Walters. She has so many comedic elements. Pixar films cause her stress. Bruce Banner, he actually kept a 15-year syllabus on how to deal with becoming a Hulk. Another thing that was funny was how some hookers assumed that Jennifer Walters, after her first She-Hulk transformation and how tattered she looks, they assumed that she was a domestic violence victim. Talking about, girl, you don't need him. Go back to that. You can fight back. I mean, that was funny. And I like how it tries to remind us that it's a lawyer show. Yeah, it's a lawyer show, not a superhero show. And one aspect that was pretty good was that I want to talk about is how Jennifer Walters says, I'm good at controlling my anger. I control my anger when I get catcalled. I control my anger when I get lectured by incompetent men about how to do my job. And I have to because I'll get labeled as emotional, crazy, or worse, get murdered. That's a good point about being a woman in modern days, really, especially one who wants to assert herself. But I do think it seriously downplays Bruce Banner, the character of Bruce Banner himself. I mean, Bruce Banner, this has not been touched upon in the MCU at all that much. I mean, Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner hasn't even gotten his own feature film or a TV series, although him being featured in She-Hulk might be a vehicle for it. But what I want to talk about is Bruce Banner is the way he is because of child abuse. Yeah, the Hulk is like, he's the Jekyll and Hyde personality or personalities because he was abused daily, physically and psychologically during his childhood by his father. And one thing about gamma radiation when it transforms these people is that there's a theory that your transformed state is governed by your psychology. So if you want to be assertive and confident, you become like Jennifer Walters when she's the She-Hulk. If you want to become super smart or insecure about not being smart enough, you become like how Samuel Stearns was when he became the leader. But if you have a dissociative identity disorder like Bruce Banner has, then your gamma forms will constantly be in a state of fluctuation as your psychology, different aspects of your psychology, are constantly jockeying for position over one another. Which is why Bruce Banner has so many different Hulk personas. Like the Savage Hulk, the one that comes out when Banner is stressed or angry, the Hulk Smash Hulk, the Gray Hulk, who's basically Bruce Banner when he was a young man, and even the Smart Hulk, as he's called during the show. Even the Smart Hulk is just a different personality. He's basically Banner's idealized version of himself. Yeah, so we might find that out later that the Smart Hulk is just another personality, and Bruce Banner is really just the core. But yeah, they downplay mental disorder in the show. Yeah, and I know a lot of SJWs and a lot of their retractors are gonna be complaining about the show if they haven't already. But I'm just taking it for what it is. And there's a lot of Easter eggs in the show as well too, like plenty of Avengers Easter eggs. And there are mid-credit scenes. There's going to be a mid-credit scene in every episode too. I'm not going to tell you what this one encompassed, but I did like what I saw. Yeah, one of the cons that I would say of the show is that, yeah, downplaying mental disorders, and that the show was too short. I wanted a little bit more. I wanted a little bit more to see Maslany's character, her Jennifer Walters, shine a little bit more. Yeah, I do like her Jennifer Walters, and I do like her She-Hulk, yeah. Yeah, and at first in the trailers, her She-Hulk, the CGI for it was really kind of messed up, but I think they got it right now. Yeah, I can't wait to see the second episode neither. Yeah. Yeah, the comedy aspect made me laugh, and the villains that are going to show up there later on too, yeah, they're worthy villains of She-Hulk. Yeah, I said I would get back to you this week. I said I would get back to you with a recap, and I hope that was spoiler-free. I did my best to try to not give any spoilers, as I'm often told that I do. Yeah, that's what I got right now, Shackhauser. So come back next week as we do more of Marvel's Dumbest Mutant Powers and another recap of the She-Hulk episode number 2. Have a good week, Shackhausers. Peace out. Later.
Mansion, apartment.
Shack, house. Yes!
Yeah.